businesses, realizing that adults really, within this day and age, need some kind of encouragement from somewhere, decided that reward schemes was how they were going to provide love to us. I am Celestia Rax and this is my dog. Oh, you gonna come in? Okay. This is my dog, Patches. And today we are talking about earning Ebucks, like it's my job. Yeah. So if you live in South Africa, you would know about the concept of Ebucks. It's basically a reward system from your bank. And today we're going to be talking about it in light of really how reward systems capitalize on your behavior to do or not do things, and whether or not it's a good thing. So let's join in the ride. Let's just point out the fact that you are on an economics channel, really a channel that is primarily based around how economics and other fantastic fields such as geography, history, and literature can contribute positively to your life. I know, right? You thought you left that behind in school? Well, you didn't. Because, yeah. And that's what we're doing. So, yeah, if you're interested, stick around and, yeah, let's get into it. First things first. Ebucks. I know, guys. Yeah. Ebucks is an initiative by FNB, which basically states that if you do certain actions with your bank and support certain shops and establishments which have connections with them, then you will earn points which translate into rewards, such as being able to buy flights, get free things on South Africa's online retail platform, Takealot, which is what I use it for, and a whole bunch of other things. I've seen some really cool Ebucks, like rewards, like the holiday deals and those kinds of things. But the question remains, should you do it? Should you give in to these schemes? I don't know, folks. I don't know. It's a question for the ages. On the one hand, you could say, yes, it's a delightful idea. Absolutely love it. Reward schemes are all the rage for a reason. I mean, they're giving you benefits for being a loyal customer. It's the same thing when your parents gave you that little stickers chart for like cleaning your room or, you know, walking the dog or just hanging out with them. Whatever it was, you got stickers or crosses or whatever else your mom thought was cool, and then you got like rewards. Like, I don't know, you got extra pocket money or... yeah. Or you were one of those kids who just got pocket money for doing nothing. I hated you. But whatever your situation was, you got some kind of thing from your parents. And obviously, big businesses, realizing that adults really, within this day and age, need some kind of encouragement from somewhere, decided that reward schemes was how they were going to provide love to us. So when you're not heartbroken and sad out there, you are trying to find this little dose of love, little dose to show that you are making progress. And what better way than with a reward scheme? The progress bar of life is not there in the sky. It doesn't show you you're like 5 steps away from being a millionaire, or that you're 3 steps away from divorce. It doesn't show you that. But what reward schemes can tell you is that you are 500 points away from your next reward level tier. Something like that. So, going through your phone, you tend to see the amount of reward schemes you're following. And depending on what you'd like to do and what you'd like to spend money on, you will have more or less. For example, if you love smoothies, donuts, books, clothes, shoes, you name it, there's probably a reward scheme for it. Oh, the cinema, entertainment groups, theaters, gyms, you know, they've got a reward program most likely. There are pros, obviously, for businesses that engage in this kind of loyalty scheme. For example, if you have customers who really love your product, they would like to get free stuff in return. For example, Exclusive Books recently gave all their customers vouchers because of the fact that it was their birthday. So today, when my sister wanted to buy a comic book, we went to the store and I used my voucher for her. But, you know, nice times. It's just nice to be rewarded on your birthday, the company's birthday, and it does get people to spend that little bit more. So I can definitely see where they're going. Obviously, they also get to pick up on customer data and trends, so then they know what type of products people are more interested in, and then they can build up better consumer profiles, so then they know these types of people in this age group or geographical area are more likely to buy these types of products than other people. So that can help them. Of course, apparently people who subscribe to reward schemes, and this is quite interesting, apparently people who subscribe to the reward schemes tend to have a higher cart value than those who do not. And this is partly driven by the fact that companies can suggest similar items to people who are purchasing an item based on what other people like them have purchased. So we all know on Netflix how when you get, this is popular in South Africa today, or hello Ruby. Yes. Here you guys, hello. Thank you. You get recommended things based on what other people like you have watched or what other people like you are generally interested in. So, you know, good things. But it's a little bit creepy at times. So, gotta think about it. Okay, I saw one pro and I didn't really like this pro for a variety of reasons. But it says, apparently by having loyalty schemes, companies can help to reduce unprofitable customers. Mainly customers that engage in only purchasing items that are generic brands or like the least expensive. Basically, the people who purchase on bargains. Okay, so on the one hand, I'm sure, like, we've all read Simon Sinek's stuff where he goes and says that like price manipulation is just basically fighting to the bottom. Like, people aren't buying into the reason you exist, they're just buying because it's a fair cost and they need something within that category. So they're not really buying based on like the emotional connection between you and their product. Well, between themselves and their the product. So, big question here. Do we not think it's a little bit elitist to get rid of your less... How do I say this? Okay. Do we not think it's a little bit elitist to want to get rid of customers who do not have the same bank accounts as those who maybe purchase the highest price items? And also remember, some people, they may take a while to shop at your store, but then when they do buy, they splash out. They just have months in between where they save to purchase those higher price items. That would be me. So, you know. And finally, another pro was better customer communication. So, you know, there were quite a few pros to why people do this. And also, if you have good customer communication, another pro was better customer communication. So, you know, there were quite a few pros to why people do this. And also, if you have good customer communication, people will be more likely to shop than if somebody was to go and then not receive any communication and just happen to want to go there on their own accord, or just happen to like walk past and see something nice and that catches their eye. If you can supply them with marketing emails or text or apps notifications, that's a lot better and more likely to generate customers. Okay. The one con though is it is very hard apparently to identify loyalty-driven behavior, because loyalty is an emotion and lots of people might just be shopping because of the discounts, the promos, the various content-driven marketing campaigns. You are so loud. Thank you. It could just because of the novelty of the reward program, like in South Africa when Checkers started with their loyalty program. Ow! Basically everyone wanted to buy, but whether or not this was a good thing is debatable. One way to answer this is, are we spending money that we would not otherwise be spending in order to get this free money? No. If you are someone who is going to go out and purchase the smoothies, the books, the movie tickets, whatever's, and you would have done it regardless of whether or not there was a loyalty program, then I would say that they are helpful because now you're getting rewarded for doing the stuff you would have done anyway. But if you're going to go out and spend because you want the points, I don't necessarily know if it's a good thing. Because now you're spending additional monies that you would not have necessarily spent beforehand in order to qualify for that free item. Yes, patches. In order to qualify for that free item that you want. They're basically making you go out of your way. They're changing your behavior. That brings us to the next question. Are we okay with having our behavior reframed by these apps, loyalty schemes, etc. in order to get a free item? So now, best way really to explain this is in terms of discovery vitality things. So in Vitality, you get rewarded for doing certain behaviors, whether you go and shop, whether you buy healthy foods from Woolworths, or you go to the gym a certain amount of times. Anyway, because of the fact that you do those things, then you get like free movie tickets, you get free popcorns, there's a whole bunch of free things you get. I'm not on it, but the point of the matter is you get these free things and it's all in exchange for living a certain lifestyle that is promoted. Okay? On the one hand, a healthy lifestyle is always good to live, but then you go and look at other apps. Now, those apps send out app notifications and it's like, this week we are doing a promotion on donuts, for example. If you're doing Krispy Kreme things, then on every Monday, I think they've got like a cappuccino promotion and things like that. Are we okay with having all of these app notifications and promotions continually flaunted in our face in the hopes of racking up points to eventually, and I do mean eventually, to eventually receive an item that in all cases is actually not that much? Good heavens. For example, and I will link the article below, they found that the vast majority of coffees and the reward apps for various coffee shops is actually very small. It's like a 2% or something rewards points back on the amount you spend. So it takes you like 250 or something ridiculous expenditures at that store in order to qualify for a free coffee or a free drink, whatever it is that you're trying to get. Which effectively is, I don't want to say useless, but ridiculous. Maybe ridiculous is a better word. Because that's not really what you think of. When you think of like a reward program, you imagine that you would buy like 10 slices of cake or like 15 ice creams or something. I remember when they used to do those cards and like you would get a stamp for each cake slice or each ice cream or something you would buy at like a juice store or a deli or that, and then you would hand in your card, which I never did because I never got to, like, I always forgot it, and then I always had to get a new card, which is null and void. And then you would end up eventually, after the 10 or 15 or however many little dots there were on the thing were filled in, you would get a free cake slice or coffee or ice cream. That's what you imagine when you're doing the rewards apps, but now they do it a bit differently. Now you have to get to a bar that is filled in, and then that bar equals the amount of points you have. And I just don't know if it feels the same way or if we're getting conned here. It really feels like we're getting conned, guys. We should all just be real about this. Is it fun? I don't like that. Okay. And finally, now there's also this other question that I've been thinking about. If you look at Ebucks, and this is just personal point, they have a selection of stores and businesses that have partnered with them. But they're always these massive stores and massive companies And on the one hand, it's very good. Like you have like poetry and things, and they're normally chains that are visible throughout the country and also have online presences and things like that. But it's not normally the small local businesses or like the little boutique shops and things like that that partner with these enormous with these enormous reward schemes and such. Which means that effectively that the people who need it the most or who need the repeat business the most aren't getting it. So is it really beneficial to like local entrepreneurs, to supporting a local diverse economy? I don't know. We don't know what the entrepreneurs of those companies look like. We don't know if they're supporting the environment or the education or the upcomings of new businesses. So I don't always know if it's a good idea to support those stores over smaller stores, local businesses, local things. Those are things that we need to think about, especially when we have reward schemes thrown in our faces. Are they actually benefiting the environment? Are they benefiting the local economy? Are they benefiting people within our communities, our areas? Is that money going back into the economy? Or are they supporting enormous multi-million-dollar companies? Questions that we have that are not answered. But it's something to really think about every time you buy into a reward scheme. Is that very small 2% points that you're getting back from your caramel macchiato better than having gone and bought the coffee from the local barista? I don't know. I don't think so. But something to think about. Yeah. Okay, that's my story for today. Please check out the links below if you're interested in further reading. Otherwise, I will see you next week Saturday for our next video. Bye!